what we've really come to understand is it's the hand action that actually drives.
If you have good hands, you know what to do with your hands. So much works back into the body, and the golfer they're empowered when they know how to use their hands properly. Gentlemen.
So welcome everyone to today's really important webinar, and it's with Martin, Chuck and Peter Croker. And pretty much today it's a Q&A session about what questions you have and about probably the most important components of the golf swing. So welcome Peter and welcome Martin.
Well, thanks Chris.
Thank you Chris. Good to be here. Peter, good to be with you again, buddy.
Yeah, super duper. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. It's right around the corner here. I've got a lot of gift wrapping to get to actually. So after this I have I don't need any paper cuts, but I have some things to wrap.
Okay, let's get wrapped in this event here right now. So it'll be great to see what questions come up, Chris.
Yeah, we'll get to the questions, but let's just introduce you guys a little bit for those that don't know. So basically, our presenters today is Mr. Peter Croker and Martin Chuck. Peter was 2008 PGA Victorian Teacher of the Year. He finished second place in the Australian PGA Championship, and he played the tour for quite a few years. Had the cover of Golf Story on Golf Digest US Masters in 1995. He's the founder of the Croker Golf System and studied under many great professionals such as Paul Runyon, Tom Tomasello, Norman Van Nader, Charlie Earp, Paul Hart, Martin Chuck, and other leading golf coaches. And Martin is a top 100 coach in America, and he's studied the world's best ball striker, Canadian legends Mo Norman and George Knudson. Founder of the Tour Striker Golf Academy and presenter and educator on Golf Pass, previously called Revolution Golf. So with further ado, we're going to have question and answers based on identifying the causes and effects in the golf swing today. And this guy had a question, didn't he, Pete, about his golf swing, Mr. Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. Even the greatest players.
Tell us about what question he.
Yeah, even the greatest players get they get confused along the way when their game goes off, and they usually need some outside assistance. Anyway, Arnold was kind enough to ask me to have a look and show him our A to B when we went to one of the tournaments on the Champions Tour. And the first lesson, his partner Tom Wago said he's lost power and he's not hitting it straight. So what can you do? So we gave him the A to B, and straight away he picked up a minimum 20 yards on his tee shots, and he started to hit his iron shots with better compression backspin. He went out, and Tom Wago came back after that round and said, "Look, give him another lesson. We want another 20. He's hitting it so good." Anyway, bottom line was the king was very gracious, and it was great to give him the lesson and to see the results straight away.
I'll add on that. I teach a lot of just club golfers, people that are 2 handicaps to 30 handicaps, and a bunch of tour pros too. And the interesting thing is, it's really easy to lose this relationship A to B and get mired up in different things that get the club traveling in an impure path that just result in a variety of frustrations. So what's nice is like these webinars we've done together leading up to this Q&A session. It's funny is we'll give people the answers, but I think they're afraid of the answers sometimes, because if they follow the steps that you prescribe, Peter, and I try to prescribe to people, they'll get better. But sometimes, guess what? They don't necessarily like to take the medicine because it can't possibly be that easy. Can't be that easy.
Well, let's see what questions we have to answer today. It might make it a little easier for those people with a question or two.
Okay, so we have a question. So why are the hands the source of motion in the golf swing, Peter and Martin? Why would you say they're the source of motion as opposed to the body?
I'll pass this over to Martin because he's really experienced it big time with his golf pass and Revolution Golf. Martin, give us your reasoning for why place the hands in charge.
Well, one, I mean, this is where basically the only way you're going to impose your will on this thing correctly is through your hands on the grip. I mean, your body's not going to do that. Your body can do all kinds of things, but if your hands, one, getting them on the club is pretty darn important. I see a lot of poor grips, so pay attention to how you get your hands on there. But the beauty of feeling the weight of the club in your hands and using your hands to impart your will on how this club goes A to B is the way your body's going to respond. Some people will say they have passive hands. They'll feel as though, hey, I don't do anything with my hands. And I've heard good players express that. But I would tell you that those good players that say that have trained in their behavior so much so that it's become so subconscious to them that they can sort of forget about it. But the reality is you have to be able to educate your hands. You have to know exactly how to get your hands on the golf club and how to impose your will on the club so that you can get the results you want. Because don't fool yourself. If you don't, you won't be the golfer you want to be.
Yeah, that's great. And I'd just like to add just a little demo on this because if your hands work correctly, then the arms, they work in sync. They do what they're supposed to do. Now, if I swing the club back and I swing it back on the correct path, the swinging club hinges the wrist and the arms. Firstly, the left arm straightens and the right arm really gets a bend in it. But if you take the club back with the wrong hand action, then you get the old flying elbow chicken wing in the backswing, and basically you're off on a merry-go-round of quick fixes. So when your hands work correctly, your arms, you get the extension, your left arm without trying. You get the right arm folding and being in the elbow in the right position. And especially in the downswing, when you transition from backswing to downswing, when you have the correct hand action, that right arm and the right shoulder, they really work in the right way to give you the power on the golf shot. Whereas if you got the wrong hand action, you certainly won't. You get on the wrong path for a start, and when you're on the wrong path to anything, you're not in good shape. So definitely the hands, educated hands, are a big part and are the source of motion to the club, the arms, and in turn the way the body works. So ultimately, it's hands-controlled pivot rather than pivot-controlled hands.
Completely. Couldn't agree more with you. So, so many golfers, just these little shots, to demonstrate that little motion. I'm absolutely amazed how that shot, people don't spend near enough time hitting this little pitch shot. This little shot to both arms, straight A to B, thumbs down, pushing off the ground. I call it the cornerstone shot right there. And once people can get a little bit of a knack for that, and you do it so nicely, Peter, so go ahead and kind of demonstrate that. And I want the viewers to take a look as Peter goes to hit this shot, chip it down his yard there. There's a nice shallowing, his body rotates and relocates and finishes. But that is something that, you can look at that and go, wow, I wonder if his body's doing the work. Or you can look at that and go, it's hard to see, right? You could argue both sides. But I assure you, he knows where the weight of the club is in his hands. His eyes are on the golf ball, and he's using his hands properly, and his body correspondingly works beautifully to support that action.
It feels good.
It looks good.
And good golf's easy. That when you do it with the right hand action, you do it with ease. It's not stressful. It's when you don't know that you get stressed. So the more you understand, the less you have to think, and the more relaxed you are, and the better you can coordinate all this stuff.
Totally. Chris, what's our next question, bud?
Okay, we have a question from Paul Maloney. Go, Paul. In the A to B, would a good swing thought be to hit the inside quarter of the ball in the A to B?
That's yours.
Go ahead, Peter. You want to jump in?
No, I want you. You're the man.
Well, so to me, I was telling before we got online with everybody, most of my lessons today that I had most of the day in Phoenix, Arizona, stem from people couldn't get in a position to go A to B. So, I mean, I've had so many people lately that can't get in a position to really go A to B. And to go A to B, you really have to set yourself up for success to be able to fire the club head at the golf ball. You know, as Peter taught me long ago, it's a 2-target game, club head to ball, ball to target. And to set yourself up correctly to go A to B, I'm kind of maybe taking a little longer-winded answer to this question, but in order to do this, you know, a lot of people really have to have a bit of structure in their backswing and not do things that they think they need to do to create swing length. Because when you do these excessive motions, you can't get yourself in the position to go A to B. So sometimes a little bit less is more, because when you get organized at the top, now you can use your hands, you can let your body respond. You're not making a compensatory motion to get the golf club in a place where you can fire it at the golf ball and use your body effectively.
What we've really come to understand is it's the hand action that actually drives
If you have
the life.
good